Pro Wrestling Weekly. For over 20 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment radio talk.
Is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232.
You really do sound like a
grizzled old vet. Is that where you were going with there?
Yes.
To not get you in trouble?
Oh, I'll get in trouble at some point. Believe me, I'll do something.
Well, to keep you out of trouble in this case, at least.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Ooh, I'm getting good at this radio thing.
Yeah! It only took you 5.5 years.
I'm not good at it yet. I'm starting to.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Slowest escalator upward.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, flying solo today. Well, Mitch currently working on some school projects, and Twitch actually is on his way to an event that he's working later this evening up in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Dropkick Depression, presenting To Infinity and Beyond. So he's going to be working with the charity event for Dropkick Depression. That's at the Knights of Columbus at 61 Pine Street in Old Bridge, New Jersey. For that, the doors open at 7. The action starts at 7:30. And you can find out more at dropkickdepression.com. Always a good cause. So that's... as much as I like busting his Mahonies regarding it here, no, this is... He's doing good... He's doing fine work here in this case. So, no, it's good on you. We're hoping to be able to hear from him, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll chime in. He did give me the predictions starting to go wrong for the TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view coming up tomorrow, and we've got a whole bunch of other stuff to get into, and well, let's get right on into it here, including Future Endeavor Sunday? Yeah, I know. We've gotten used over the years. We've gotten used to the Future Endeavor Fridays where WWE goes on a releasing spree, but apparently they waited until this Sunday. To kind of keep me from getting the scoop, I suppose. WWE announcing Sunday afternoon that they have released Luke Harper, Sin Cara, as well as Connor and Victor of the Ascension from their respective contracts, and as is customary with WWE, in their statement they wish them all the best in their future endeavors. Hence why it's called Future Endeavor. Well, Friday was great for the alliteration, but now just, I don't know, they went with Sunday. Harper and Sin Cara had both previously announced that they had requested their releases from the company. We talked a little bit about that here on the program. Harper had also recently filed a trademark on the Brody Lee name that he had used on the independent scene. It should be interesting to see where the four wrestlers land. I don't know. I have a feeling that Harper might be a good fit for AEW. The rest of them, hard to say. But I'm guessing that the reason that WWE granted them their respective releases is because WWE did not necessarily feel that they were a threat in terms of ratings and viewership and things of that nature. Because WWE, they've gotten a little on the petty side as of late. And that has had to do with some kind of back and forth that has gone on here, as a little bit of trademark turmoil, I guess you could call it here. Very much a back and forth thing. WWE reacting to AEW's announcement of a Bash at the Beach themed episode of Dynamite coming up in January. So this has kind of led to the... It is almost a trademarking equivalent of the game Hungry Hungry Hippos, where there's all these different names that are out there, like those little, the little balls that you would try to, scoop up with by hitting the, you know what I'm talking about with Hungry Hungry Hippos, little kids game there. That's pretty much what WWE has been doing, as well as AEW with the respective trademarks of old ECW and WCW pay-per-view names. And, well, WWE, they just decided to go ham on them last week here as they filed trademarks with a whole bunch, not necessarily to use them, but for the purpose of hoarding them so AEW does not use them. So the names trademarked by WWE include Anarchy Rules, which was an ECW pay-per-view back in, I believe, 99 and 2000. Beach Blast, that was a 1992 WCW creation. World War III, used by WCW back from 95 to 99, I believe. I could be off by a year or two on that. Fully Loaded, I don't know why they did that, because that was a WWF pay-per-view, unless they just let the trademark lapse and they were just reacquiring it. Living Dangerously, that was an ECW one. Chi-Town Rumble, that goes back practically to the NWA days of the early WCW. That was, I think, 88 or 89, somewhere along that time frame. They also trademarked Sin, which was one of WCW's last pay-per-views in 2001, early 2001. Same thing with Greed, which... That's an appropriate name, given everything that's going on. Sold Out, that was what they had used for the WCW January pay-per-view starting in 97. Sold, S-O-U-L-E-D, out. New Blood Rising, that was a 2000 and 2001 WCW, I think it was, 2000 was the WCW creation of that. Hog Wild, that was, that one I'm intrigued on, because initially WCW used Hog Wild for the first time in August of 96 in relation to the Sturgis, South Dakota motorcycle rally. And apparently there was an issue with the usage of the word hog in terms of motorcycle references, as for years following that, WCW referred to it as Road Wild, which also was trademarked by WWE. Also in there you have Capital Combat, that was an early WCW one. Heat Wave, that was ECW's summer pay-per-views. Also Uncensored, that was a March staple of WCW in the mid to late 90s. Spring Stampede, same thing. The Day Of, that one I'm not as familiar with off the top of my head. Mayhem, that was a 99 creation that also spawned a video game, I believe, for the Nintendo 64. And lastly, Massacre on 34th Street, that was a December staple for ECW. And Hardcore Heaven, that was usually, I believe, in May that ECW would use that as well. So all of those WWE has snapped up and said, these are mine, you can't use them, ha 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 ha, or something along those lines. Now, this was just kind of the last straw following up on some other trademarks that WWE had acquired and utilized the week before Thanksgiving, as they had filed to trademark the CyberSlam and Barely Legal names that were used in ECW back in the late 90s. Now, this has been going on for the past few weeks. Prior to that, WWE had trademarked War Games, based on the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view that they have revitalized, as WCW had used it back in the day. And Crown Jewel, although I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of in the mindset of you can have it. That is a very, very tarnished jewel at this point. I guess that's the best way to put it here. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. I could go another way with it, but I think I've already kind of hammered that point into the ground. Or more accurately, down the drain, I suppose. Yeah, we're not going there again. Not for now, anyway. But just in case, we'll keep that up. Gathering things here. But yeah, so Crown Jewel and War Games have been trademarked. And AEW, meanwhile, filed for trademarks of Slamboree and Super Brawl, both of which were WCW pay-per-views generally in May and February, respectively. So yeah, there's definitely been a lot of eyeing of potential threats that have been going on, to say the least. And partly of that is partly because of the heating up Wednesday Night Wars, which we were in week 11. So it's already gone longer than the Monday Night Wars of 2010. The Monday Night Battle of 2010. The Monday Night Skirmish of 2010, I suppose. the TNA trouncing in 2010. Any of those will work. But yeah, for week 11, the Wednesday Night Wars went to both AEW and NXT? Wait, what? Yeah, what? Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. It went to both.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
Yes, both AEW Dynamite and NXT finishing in a tie, with both shows drawing 778,000 viewers each. Now, both numbers down from Dynamite's 851,000 viewers and NXT's 845,000 from last week, and AEW finishing 11th in the 18 to 49 age demographic, NXT finishing in 17th in that same category. But yeah, I don't know if they can request a recount on it, but nope, 778,000. That's what they're saying. Too close to call one way or the other, but AEW up in the overall head-to-head battle, 8 weeks to 2 and 1 tie. Those ties always make things interesting. And something else that was interesting, at least from the gridiron perspective, WWE wrestlers Natalya, Titus O'Neil, and Mojo Rawley, they attended this past Sunday's Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Why is that relevant? They're doing a little promotion. Tampa Bay Times reporter Eduardo A. Encina reporting that the trio were at the game to promote WrestleMania 36. Yeah, we're getting a little closer to that time frame. That's right. WrestleMania 36 being held at the same stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, Raymond James Stadium, and that'll be Sunday, April 5th, 2020. That's just 16 weeks from tomorrow. It's hard to not get hyped with the Showcase of the Immortals there. It's just hard not to do it. And for those wondering, the Buccaneers rallied from down 14 points to beat the Indianapolis Colts in that game, 38-35. That's it for sports. Now to weather. No. All right, we got a lot more to get into here, including a little bit of an early Christmas present, I guess, as far as some rather noted announcements. Also, a little bit of coal in the proverbial stockings of two WWE superstars. And by coal, I mean suspension. Also, a noted promotion here in the local area. Well, they were for sale and got bought by somebody else. We'll tell you what's going on with that. Also, how did CM Punk do on Backstage this week? Plus, I'll have the predictions certain to go wrong for TLC tomorrow. We'll get into a little bit more of that. And also, an AEW pay-per-view coming up. And, I've got a little fun tidbit here for gaming fans as well, because I love crossing over some gaming and wrestling things, because I like the video games and whatnot, especially the classic ones, which is what this is in relation to. And if you want to see more of that, you can check me out on Twitch at Fearon Burgundy, shameless plug. All right, we're going to go ahead and take care of a little bit of business here. We'll come back, get into all that news and a whole bunch more. We'll hit the phones as well. Yep, get a look at the local scene courtesy of Ed from Northeast Philly. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Lee Piccarello, inviting you to tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. to The Head Game, a must-listen show for athletes and coaches of all levels and ages. Mindful Athlete Training in Newtown, Pennsylvania is a mental circuit training program that prepares the athletes to perform at the highest level of today's game. Athletes get into the zone faster and stay there longer. Tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. right here on WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley wants to wish all of our listeners a happy holiday season. Each season has its pest problems such as mice, spiders, and even ants on the countertop. These problems can be fixed easily and inexpensive. Call TPPC Exterminators at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley. Happy holidays from your hometown exterminator, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
The Bristol Borough Community Action Group Food Bank at 99 Wood Street in Bristol has been serving Lower Bucks County since 1971. It's your monthly tax-deductible donations that allow us to provide food for hundreds of households each month. Please consider a generous one-time or recurring monthly donation at www.givebucks.org. That's www.givebucks.org. Help us help those in need. Please donate today. The Bristol Borough Community Action Group, 99 Wood Street, Bristol, PA 19007.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
See, it's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, flying solo today. Twitch is en route to Old Bridge, New Jersey, getting ready for the Dropkick Depression event tonight. It's a charity event to infinity and beyond. That'll be at the Knights of Columbus at 61 Pine Street in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Meanwhile, well, he'll be heading in that way. He goes one way, I go another way. I'll be heading to the Monster Factory to do play-by-play commentary for the MFPW event tonight. One Last Fight. And that's going to feature the heavyweight and supersonic championships on the line. Getty Cahoon defending against former champion Hyena Hex. And that's going to be in a ladder match. Oh, that's going to be a goodie. That and a whole bunch of other stuff that's coming up here. And I thought, here we go. There's going to be a 20-person battle royal. Michelle's going to be defending the middleweight medallion against Samuel. Classy Max Sterling's taking on OG from the Monster Factory, Mark Cruz. Plus, Notorious Mimi will be defending her MFPW Women's Championship. Whole bunch of stuff going on, and I will be on the microphone for it. So come on down and say hi. I'll be pretty easy to find. I'm the one with the afro and the burgundy suit, because Fearon Burgundy. Shameless plug over here. So we'll get to somebody else who is good with not necessarily plugs, but shameless information. None other than Ed from Northeast Philly with a look at the local scene. Ed, what's going on?
Good afternoon. Sorry about last week. I didn't call.
You did inform me a while back that based on your personal situation, that your calls would be a little bit more sporadic. So if we hear from you, great. If we don't hear from you, that's great too. We understand. Life happens.
Basically, I didn't have a voice last week.
Oh,
but
well, that'll do it.
Took some kids down to a concert in South Philly.
Yeah, I have had those shows where I've been bordering on laryngitis, and when I'm sounding like this the whole time, as if I'm Christian Bale Batman, it's never a good thing. So I can understand wanting to hold off, but yeah, I still have the gig to do here. You're voluntarily calling in, and it is greatly appreciated.
You can speed up some time, too.
Time, but...
Anyway...
What do you got there, Ed? No, all right, I'm not going into that Batman voice anymore here. All right, what do we got on the local scene here? I know I might have stolen your thunder a little bit with the Dropkick Depression and the MFPW, but that's where Twitch is. So I figured people wonder where did that little
in action.
he's missing in action. Where is he today? No, this time he's doing good things. So that's why I have no problem. Well, he does stand out about as much as Waldo. You're certainly not wrong about that.
I'm not going any further than that.
We went right as far as we need to go with that. That was perfect, Ed.
Anyway, ROH is tomorrow evening in South Philly. The Briscoes are on the card. Dan Matt makes his return to the Ring of Honor. I think there's a women's match on the card as well. Sumi Sakai.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here in the fallout from Final Battle that was last night. I didn't really have have much. Well, I'm taking a look here at the at least the preliminary advertised card here. Villain Enterprises against, as you mentioned, Dan Maff and Jeff Cobb. Flip Gordon's going to be on there. Also, let's see, Alex Shelley, Jonathan Gresham, Crowbar's supposed to be on there, just to name a few. So that should be, yeah, it certainly should be a goodie tomorrow for the TV tapings down at the 2300 Arena.
Yeah, 6 p.m. bell time.
But yeah, the big note from I'll brush into this really quickly here. The note from Final Battle last night: the new ROH World Champion PCO. Still crushing it in his. I mean, he'll be turning 52 later this month. I mean, I still remember him as what is it, Pierre the Quebecer from back 25 years ago now.
And he's still wrestling.
Still wrestling at a high level. That's the. I mean, it's one thing to be okay. Yeah, I'm wrestling, but no. I mean, being able, winning a world championship at almost 52 years of age.
Well, look at
Viva la Quebecois, you know. I mean, it's great.
Well, look at Bully Ray. He's getting up in age too, and still hitting those table matches.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, yeah, I mean, it's been a good 20, that's another one that I got to try to think about here. I mean, I forget how old exactly he is. I think he's probably late 40s, yeah, 40 area, 48, as I quickly do the research here. So, yeah, I mean, he's somebody who's definitely been, I mean, he's well-traveled between ECW, WWE, TNA, now Ring of Honor, back to WWE, the Ring of Honor. He's plus he's doing the Busted Open show.
I mean, plus he had a concussion as well.
Well, I mean, we talk concussions, we're gonna be here all day. I don't want to take up Ted's time on the country roads here.
And there's Cage of Death is in Voorhees, New Jersey, for 8 p.m. bell time. I don't have the lineup in front of me for that one.
Wait, now is that also? Yeah, that is also today. Man, there is so much going on at this point here. I mean, I get it. It's you don't want to crowd the holiday season, Christmas, New Year's. So you're not going to see as many events the next couple of Saturdays. You're just so a lot of the promotions around here they're cramming it into either last week or they either did an event last week or they're doing one tonight.
Yes.
And that's about all we got. Yeah,
and
I was trying to look to see. I'm trying to pull up any card information as well, but I'm. Let's see here. No, they just have the info about the Colossal Sports Academy. Let's see here. Oh, wait, December 14th. Okay, bring a new unwrapped toy. Toys for Tots. All right, Cage of Death main event. Brandon Kirk against Jimmy Lloyd. Let's see, the Rep against Bear Country, Jordan Oliver and AR Fox. Let's see, Connor Claxton and John Silver. Oh, Anthony Green's going to be on the card. Okay. Matt McIntosh. All right, there's a Casey Navarro. Yeah, there's a few names of note on there to say the least. That should be a goodie as well. Plus, they have the Toys for Tots thing going on as well.
And I think you mentioned right before we went to break, you mentioned about the ECWA being sold.
Well, I had teased it, but now that you're going there, I guess I'll give you the full. You unwrap the present early here. Yes, the East. Nah, that's all right. Sometimes you just you see a detour in the road, and you just got to follow that path, however it may be. But yes, the East Coast Wrestling Association, or ECWA, the longest-running promotion. Well, they say the longest-running promotion in the United States, but I mean they started in '67.
52 years, I think, I believe.
Yeah, longest-running independent, I guess, because I mean unless they're saying, well, they're technically different if they went from WWF to WWF to WWE. I don't know if they're going that route with it, but okay. They're one of the longer-running promotions in the United States. Starting in 1967, it was sold. Jim Kettner started ECWA back in the mid-'60s when the territory system was still in place. And I'm reading from the press release here. The promotion has managed to weather many storms over the years and has changed with the times. The organization has had some of the most famous names in the wrestling world pass through its doors, including Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan as he's now known, Tessa Blanchard, Low Ki, Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy, Christian, Christopher Daniels, and so many more. ECWA's biggest claim to fame, perhaps, is the ECWA Super 8 tournament, with previous competitors and winners including Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Rich Swann, Bobby Fish, Xavier Woods, Jerry Lynn, Davey Richards, Paul London, Petey Williams, AJ Styles, Ricky Reyes, Jamie Noble, and so many more. It's been a hotbed for up-and-coming wrestlers, and that's where the future is their tradition. And Kettner would sell ECWA in 2009 to Mike Tartaglia, who would run the promotion as the boss, sometimes putting himself first instead of the talent. Again, this is from the press release. That is something that new owner Joe Zanoli plans to correct. Zanoli is a staff member for ECWA for the past 20 years, has had a great rapport with current and past talent, and is hoping to bring back some familiar fan favorites who may have had a falling out with former management. And they had also discussed with Brady Hicks, a longtime friend of the show from In the Room. Joe is looking to bring back positivity to ECWA and make it the most fun experience possible for both fans and wrestlers alike.
We were going to try to bring it up here into the Northeast, but it's on hold right now until I can find out more information about that. If he's still in Philadelphia.
I mean, I know that Delaware is kind of where they've been for a while. I mean, I know, it's been off the grid from Pennsylvania for a little bit for varying reasons. But, I mean, it's still it's good to see that there's these things still hanging around, especially with all this other wrestling that's growing and out there. I mean, we've mentioned Ring of Honor. We've mentioned, I mean, the local promotions here, CZW, the Monster Factory. I mean, charity events. Yeah, Chikara. I mean, plus the stuff that you see on TV as well. Whether it's AEW, WWE, whether it's Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA Power that we've now got with the internet. I mean, it's cool to see that there's that many opportunities and availabilities.
And one more thing, the Triple WA is running a show tonight in, I think, Pottstown, with a 6:30 p.m. bell time.
I believe that is right. As our good friend of the they're going to be at they're in Pottstown at the Coventry Mall Arena.
Yes.
And that'll be that's in Pottstown, and that will be tonight at 7:30. And a good friend of the program, RC from Completely Damaged, he's going to be making his way out there doing some filming, and certainly that was. Hoping to be able to run into him here, but the holiday season is hectic, as it were.
Well, happy holidays.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And TLC's tonight too. I'll let you handle that.
Well, TLC's tomorrow night. I was going to say
tomorrow.
Yeah. No, don't cut the weekend off early. There are a lot of people looking forward to that weekend here. Yeah, don't make it a day short. Oh goodness, no.
I'm rushing the days now.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't want that. But third segment, we'll get the predictions certain to go wrong for TLC.
Yeah, it goes too fast already.
Time and life definitely does that. That is for sure. But anything else on the local scene, Ed?
That's it.
All righty, that's it. Well, if we don't talk to you, yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and everything else that you may celebrate. Yes, and trying to keep it as spot on as I can here. Don't want to ruffle any feathers. You know how that goes. All right, good. Ted's not running in. I think I'm all right. All right, thanks, Ed. We'll catch you later. All right. Oh, wow. What a time here, to say the least. So we'll go ahead and get this story underway here. Yeah, because there's still quite a few more, and this is something that, was a bit of an early Christmas present, as it were. Usually we wait until after the Royal Rumble to get these announcements, but WWE issuing a press release Monday. That's right, they announced the first inductees for the 2020 class of WWE's Hall of Fame. 2 inductees so far. Well, I guess technically, one group and 1 individual inductee. They announced that Batista, or Dave Bautista, as he's better known from the acting world now, as well as NWO members Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame at a ceremony on Thursday, April 2nd at Amalie Arena in Tampa Bay, Florida, as part of WrestleMania week. And it goes on to talk a little bit about both. Batista, a 6-time world champion and pop culture phenomenon. Throughout his illustrious career, the Animal has had memorable rivalries with some of the biggest names in WWE history, including John Cena, Triple H, and The Undertaker. Batista is also a founding member of the revolutionary faction Evolution, alongside Ric Flair, Triple H, and Randy Orton. At WrestleMania this past April, Batista competed for the final time against Triple H. And outside the ring, Batista has successfully conquered Hollywood, appearing in Spectre, Stuber, and Marvel's blockbuster Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers films. Meanwhile, talking about the NWO, one of the most innovative and controversial factions in sports entertainment history, the New World Order, or NWO, led by Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman. The group captivated fans around the world and was crucial to the success of WCW during the historic Monday Night Wars. With an innovative style and attitude, the NWO participated in memorable rivalries against some of the biggest names in WCW history, including Sting, Diamond Dallas Page, and Lex Luger. Now I know how Roddy Piper felt. I don't care if you're with the NWA, the SPCA, or the SO... Yeah, well, he went on a little bit further, and I don't know if I can say it, so I'm going to stop there. You can get away with that stuff on cable. Anyway, tickets for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, they went on sale yesterday at noon, and that is all part of WrestleMania week, and it certainly should be a goodie with the Hall of Fame on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, NXT TakeOver Saturday, WrestleMania on Sunday, and Raw on Monday. Now, this is a bit of a twist, a little something of note, that Batista went to Twitter to announce who would be inducting him, because that's usually a thing that people are intrigued by, and there were some notable suggestions. I mean, as we mentioned here, Batista's Evolution stablemates, Randy Orton, Triple H, or Ric Flair. Xavier Woods, hilariously, I don't know if it was tongue-in-cheek or if it was meant to be legit, suggested Devon Dudley, considering that Batista's WWE debut way back in 2002 was as Deacon Batista, while Devon had that preacher gimmick for a cup of coffee in the big time, due to his catchphrase of "testify," but it shall be none of these. Here was Batista's tweet, quote, "I owe a lot to all those names mentioned and many more, but for personal reasons, I've personally requested that Fit Finlay induct me into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm sure that anyone who knows Fit Finlay will not question my request." Finlay is very, very, very highly respected backstage as an agent. He didn't exactly... I mean, people look at his in-ring career and go, oh, what did he do? But, I mean, sometimes it's one of those things where the unsung heroes are the ones that they don't necessarily have all the title belts in the world. And, I mean, Fit, as far as a producer, an agent... all the backstage stuff that helps make others better, he's just really good at it. I mean, and that being said, he did win some titles. I mean, it's not like he was a complete sloucher. I mean, he did win the WCW Television Championship. He did win the United States Championship in WWE. And who can forget the Hardcore Junkyard Invitational Tournament in 1999 for WCW? What do you mean everybody forgot about that? Okay, well. Moving on, yes. So Finlay, no, it is a great name to induct him, and should be interesting to hear that induction speech before bringing Big Dave out. So that certainly should be a goodie. Coming back, we'll get on the other side. We'll talk about a couple of wrestlers who, they're going to have some early coal in their stockings here, and also get the predictions starting to go wrong for the TLC pay-per-view, plus some more pay-per-view news over on the AEW side. All that and more. Oh, yeah, the video game stuff as well we got to get into. So lots to do still here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Crayola Experience in Easton, PA, now filled with even more of Crayola's latest and greatest hits, including 4 new attractions. New this summer, color your free Scribble Scrubby pet, scrub it clean, then do it again. Also new, watch your design rock the runway, bring your silly selfie to the big screen, and discover interactive fun with new Create and Play. Plus 23 more hands-on attractions with tons of colorful Crayola keepsakes.
Come see what's new at Crayola Experience in Easton, PA.
Avoid FOG. No, I'm not talking about the inclement weather, but fats, oil, and grease. Approximately 80% of grease-related sewer blockages and overflows occur in residential areas. That's because FOG clings to the inside of pipes, eventually causing a blockage. So never put fats, oil, and grease down the drain. This message from BCWSA, your utility partner for a safer environment. Learn more about what not to put down your drain online. BCWSA.net.
Join Paul Jolovitz and Tom Cordella every Monday night at 6 as they break down the upcoming Eagles matchup with the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from a nearby Parks Casino or Chickies and Pete's location. Paul, Tom, and a different Eagles guest will talk about the ins and outs of Philadelphia Eagles football. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show Monday night at 6 on 1490 WBCB 610 ESPN. Video stream live on WBCBSports.com and Facebook Live.
Sweetie, want some fruit? You have to use the right tool for the job. A power drill is the wrong tool to slice fruit. Just like an antibiotic is the wrong tool to treat viruses, including colds and flu. Antibiotics are only needed for certain bacterial infections. When they aren't needed, antibiotics won't help you, and the side effects could still hurt you. Ask your healthcare professional when an antibiotic is the right tool and when it's not. Visit cdc.gov/antibiotic-use.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, December 14. On this date in 2003, WWE held its Armageddon pay-per-view. In the main event, Triple H defeated Goldberg and Kane in a no disqualification triple threat match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1998, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Tampa, Florida. In the main event, Goldberg fought Bam Bam Bigelow and Kevin Nash to a no contest in a triple threat match. On this date in 2008, WWE held its Armageddon pay-per-view. In the main event, Jeff Hardy defeated Edge and Triple H in a triple threat match to win the WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, December 14.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, flying solo today, thanks to... Well, Twitch is taking care of a Dropkick Depression event. He's on his way over to Old Bridge, New Jersey now to get that going. As to Infinity and Beyond, that will be later this evening at the Knights of Columbus in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Doors open at 7. The action starts at 7:30. And for more info, go to dropkickdepression.com. Meanwhile, I'll be at the Monster Factory later today, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, if you want to head a little further south. And I'll be doing play-by-play commentary for the event tonight. And that will certainly be a goodie. for one last fight, and that'll be between Getty Cahoon and Hyena Hex, a championship ladder match. Plus a whole lot more as I'm looking at it here, just getting the latest update, and I believe that's okay. That's good inside information to know as far as what order the matches will be in, so I can at least be somewhat prepared ahead of time. But we've got a lot to get into here as well, including some not-so-good news for Robert Roode and Eddie Colon, better known as Primo, as WWE announced the suspension of the two for violating the company's wellness policy. That's the first violation for both wrestlers, so they will be suspended for 30 days. Well, backstage, WWE backstage this past Tuesday on FS1, didn't quite do as well with CM Punk on the program this time around. 127,000 viewers on Tuesday, according to ShowBuzzDaily.com, down from 138,000 the previous week. And while this was Punk's second time on the program, it's a pretty sharp drop from his initial appearance that had 180,000 viewers. So, I don't know. I think that might be the time slot and probably a lack of promotion as well. They talked a lot about, his first one, he's back. And then maybe people just tuned out. It's like, he's not back every week. It's just select. So maybe people didn't want to tune in every week hoping he'd be there. And maybe they figured, WWE will advertise it. No, they won't. He's a Fox employee. So there's that. Now, some news over on the AEW side. AEW issued a press release Wednesday announcing the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Remember, I was talking earlier about those trademarks? Well, they've also locked down the Join the Revolution phrase, which is what was used for ECW back in the mid-90s. So, based off of that, they have the AEW Revolution pay-per-view, and that's going to be for Leap Day next year, Saturday, February 29th of 2020. That one day that comes every 4 years. AEW invading the popular C2E2, also known as the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, with an explosive pay-per-view event Saturday, February 29th, 2020 at the Wintrust Arena in downtown Chicago. Revolution will be AEW's fourth pay-per-view offering, its first visit inside Chicago city limits, and its third visit back to the Midwestern wrestling hotbed. The 3-day C2E2 Expo, which runs from February 28th to March 1st, is the largest pop culture convention in the Midwest with more than 90,000 attendees. AEW will have a strong presence at the show with a dedicated booth, special meet-and-greet sessions with world-class talent, and other fan engagements. Tickets will be available, they're going to be available this Friday at noon Eastern, just in time for holiday gifts. One has to wonder if Le Champion will be part of that. You would think so, because, it doesn't get much more world-class than that. Make sure you go. You don't want to be put on the lexicon of Le Champion. Love that from Chris Jericho. Now that I think about Chris Jericho, I'm in a mood for a little bit of the bubbly. Thankfully, my shipment will be coming in tomorrow. All right, also to the gaming front, yes. Retrosoft Studios LLC pleased to announce Indie Mania. It is a chance for independent professional wrestlers from around the globe to be included as a playable wrestler in the upcoming release of Retromania Wrestling. The game is set to release on the PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 in early 2020, and is something that has never been done for a professional wrestling video game before. Indie Mania will consist of a 5-round tournament featuring 32 independent wrestlers from around the world. Nominations, they started last week on the 6th, then run through tomorrow, the 15th. And independent wrestlers who are currently signed to WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, the NWA, Major League Wrestling, and Ring of Honor are not eligible to participate. So, this is for those trying to make that climb. It's a good way to do so. The full details of Indie Mania are available on RetromaniaWrestling.com. The independent wrestler who is chosen as the victor of the Indie Mania event will join a game roster of professional wrestlers that include Hawk and Animal of the Road Warriors, Tommy Dreamer, Johnny Retro, Nick Aldis, Colt Cabana, Austin Idol, Zack Sabre Jr., and the BWO. Now, Retromania Wrestling, it is the official sequel to the 1991 arcade hit WrestleFest and boasts flashy 2D sprites, amazing backgrounds, and the fast-paced arcade-style action that fans of professional wrestling from all over the world can truly enjoy. It's going to be a fun throwback. Now, the winner of Indie Mania will be announced on Wednesday, February 5th, which will also include the unveiling of their in-game character sprite. Retromania Wrestling is scheduled to release in early 2020, and it is, again, the official sequel to the classic arcade game WrestleFest that was released in 1991 by Technos of Japan. It will be a pick-up-and-play arcade wrestling game with beautiful 2D sprites, incredible backgrounds, and fast-paced arcade-style gameplay. RetrosoftStudios.com, that's the place to go for more information on the game, and keep up to date with future roster additions and gameplay announcements. That's pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see who that would be. And I'm thinking, all right, well, guys who I've worked with, okay, so, well, LSG would be a good name, but he's out because he's signed to Ring of Honor. Okay. Yeah, no, that's, wonder how many of our factory guys have gotten in on that. Anyone? I'll have to ask him a little bit later. Also, well, some sad news for wrestling fans, and I know that we talk a little bit about OSW review. OSW fans finding out as well. Longtime WWE and AWA wrestler Rene Goulet passed away at the age of 86. The Cauliflower Alley Club announcing this past Wednesday that he passed away way back on May 25th of this year, but his death was not announced publicly until just 3 days ago. Goulet was an early WWF Tag Team Champion, and after retiring in 1986, remained with the WWF as a backstage agent where he was often seen breaking up brawls and other melees alongside other officials for a little over a decade, and because of that standout long blonde hair, he was affectionately given the name by OSW of Wurzel Gummidge after the walking, talking scarecrow character from British children's fiction. Yeah, just type in OSW and Wurzel, W-O-R-Z-E-L, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The resemblance is hilariously uncanny, but no, Rene Goulet, a great wrestler and a great person, and lost at the age of 86, and unfortunate that we found out, 7 months later? Yeah, it's amazing. With all this technology and everything being found out instantaneously, something like that can be hidden from the masses for 7 months. Amazing. And speaking of instant technology, this last little bit here, WWE and TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is that 6-second video thing or whatever it is. The short videos that they have. You see the advertisements usually that you want to try to skip when you're watching a YouTube video. But WWE and TikTok, they've launched a new partnership to bring WWE's unique blend of family-friendly entertainment, edge-of-your-seat action, and world-class athleticism, that's from a press release, to the TikTok community leading into the WWE TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view event tomorrow. To kick off the partnership, WWE launched their official TikTok account and is also making available WWE Superstar entrance themes for more than 30 superstars and Hall of Famers, including Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior, Becky Lynch, John Cena, and Sasha Banks, among others. The themes and original entrance music will be integrated into TikTok's vast content library, joining music from top artists like Lil Nas X, Mariah Carey, Lizzo, and emerging artists like Arizona Zervas. I hope I pronounce those right because I don't know who most of them are. By offering WWE's iconic entrances for TikTok users to play off of and make their own unique videos, this partnership provides fans a new way to engage with their favorite superstars. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm sure it'll be rather interesting, to say the least. All right, we got time here for predictions. 7 matches announced for TLC, and Twitch was able to get his in via text before heading over to that Dropkick Depression event. So we've got the Viking Raiders. They're issuing an open challenge for the Raw Tag Team titles. We're both going with the champs to retain. I don't know who could take on those big folks and beat them, at least, especially if it's not announced ahead of time. Rusev against Bobby Lashley. Yes, that whole love triangle is it's awkward, to say the least. Yeah, with the whole divorce thing, Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley, but they're facing off in a tables match. This is where Twitch and I split. Twitch is going with Rusev. I'm thinking Bobby Lashley, that no-good home wrecker. I think he's going to somehow find a way to win. Then you've got the women's tag team titles on the line, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, and that's going to be a TLC match. Tables, ladders, and chairs will be involved. We're both going with the Kabuki Warriors to win that one. Aleister Black against Buddy Murphy in a one-on-one match. We're both going with Aleister Black. Although we split up for this other one-on-one match, Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend, against The Miz. I'm thinking The Miz wins here, and it sets up a fight with The Fiend for down the road. Twitch thinks that Bray Wyatt and his Firefly Funhouse will take it here. And two more here. The New Day, the current SmackDown Tag Champs, taking on the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. That's going to be a ladder match for the tag titles. And Twitch is going with the champs to retain. I'm going with Revival. Figure there might be a title change here, and that's probably going to be it. And last but not least, Roman Reigns against King Corbin in a TLC match where there will definitely not be dog food involved based on what happened last week. Who are we kidding? You know dog food's getting involved somehow. But, yeah, both Twitch and I think Roman Reigns are going to take that one. So there you are. There's the predictions starting to go wrong. Take them for a grain of salt. Take them as you will. And, yeah, if you're going to go to one of those sites where money's involved, don't. But if you are, just, yeah, don't be a dummy about it. Because I have no inside information. I'm not one of those type of people. Even if I did, no, just... Yeah, that's why I say don't be a dummy. If you're going to do that stuff, don't. That's the best way to go. All right, we've got about 3 minutes left. I left myself more time than I usually do, and that is for... Birthday! Ted, right on point. Love it. The hell with these kids. We got 1 plus 2 Brucey bonuses, and one of them I know that you will definitely enjoy. So the one inside the world of wrestling... On this date in 1981, John Jeter was born. No relation to Derek, at least not to my knowledge. The former WWE Tag Team Champion, best known as Johnny of the Tag Team and Faction Spirit Squad, those male cheerleaders from the mid-2000s. He turns 38 today. I shouldn't be that shocked by it because I'm right up there with you, Johnny. Right up there with you. Now to the Brucey bonuses. Yeah, there wasn't much. Yeah, wasn't much this week. Doing a little bit of digging and didn't quite work out so well. We'll leave it at that because I can't find the drop that I was looking for quick enough. Plus, it involves bleeps, and I know Ted doesn't like bleeps. Yeah, or the sweeps or the creeps. Yeah, see, because it was a Spaceballs reference. See what I did there? Making things work here. All right, on this date in 1965, this is the one I know Ted's going to enjoy. Craig Allen Biggio was born. Yeah, the former second baseman, outfielder, and catcher in Major League Baseball who played his entire Hall of Fame career with the Houston Astros as part of the Killer Bees. No, not Jumpin' Jim Brunzell and B. Brian Blair, not that 80s tag team. But with names like Jeff Bagwell, Sean Berry, Derek Bell, and later Lance Berkman. Yeah, that Biggio. He turns 54 today. I know.
3,000 hits.
3,000 hits. It's not easy to do. I forget how few people have done that, but it's probably maybe a couple dozen. I don't know.
Seton Hall kid too, I think.
Yeah, Seton Hall guy. At least I believe so. Quickly looking looking through here. Because why not? I've got about a minute here and only one more thing to get into. Oh, come on. Yes, Seton Hall University. Yeah, turned down football scholarships because his passion was with baseball. There we go. And then a very anticlimactic second one on this date in 1976. Leland Chapman was born. The bail bondsman and bounty hunter known as one of the stars of the A&E network reality television show Dog the Bounty Hunter turns 43 today. Yeah, if I went by the name, I would have been going who also. I would have Sean Mooney'd the heck out of him. Sean Mooney, who? Oh, yeah, love that. All right, Ted Efaw's up next. He's got the Country Roads coming up for you. And Country Roads Memory Spotlight artist today? Brenda Lee. Ooh. No need to be sorry about that one. Ah, see what I did there as well? All right, he's up next. I'm out. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 14.